Hey everyone, what's going on? If you're new to the channel, what I talk about is how our mainstream media, our sports leagues, our told history, and a number of other things are all scripted by an old world knowledge. And there are people who are ruling over us who run the mainstream media, who control the sports leagues, who control what we believe is history, and they're using this knowledge to essentially play God over the rest of the world. And in this video, I just want to show the major scripting that is going on within the NBA during this offseason. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Anthony Davis going to the Los Angeles Lakers, Russell Westbrook joining back up with James Harden with the Houston Rockets, Chris Paul going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We also had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George shock the NBA world by going to the Clippers in Los Angeles instead of the Los Angeles Lakers. And if you go back to November, I was documenting about the number 34 and how LeBron James was going to be turning 34 years old in the last season. And Kobe Bryant, with his Achilles injury, it was all about the number 34. Everything about it, was age 34 and so on. I'm not going to re-explain it. I have some videos that I will leave in the description. But LeBron James ends up getting injured on the Lakers' 34th game of the season just before turning 34 years old. And then when he made his comeback on January 31st. And that game was just happened to be against the Los Angeles Clippers. And then he sat out the game against the Warriors that was 34 days after his 34th birthday. And then the Lakers didn't play the Clippers again until the date of 3/4, and they lost to the Clippers, and they got their 34th loss of the season even. And then when they picked up Anthony Davis, it was all scripted to this number 34 as well. And once again, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. Want to make this video short and to the point, but it was all about Kobe Bryant's Achilles injury. And in the mix, I even had documented the year before about DeMarcus Cousins injuring his Achilles and how that was synced up to Kobe Bryant. It was 156 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday. And in this language of Gematria, there's a cipher called Jewish Gematria, and think about who runs the NBA. It equals 156. Achilles, 156. DeMarcus Cousins tears his Achilles 156 days after Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant, tears his Achilles against the he tears his Achilles against the Golden State Warriors, who DeMarcus Cousins then joined. And, he made his comeback 34 weeks later against Toronto, the team that Kobe scored 81 points against in his career, right? So Kobe Bryant makes his comeback after his Achilles against the Toronto Raptors, the team that he scored 81 points against. And look at Kobe being Bryant in Gematria. His name equals 81, the guy known for scoring 81 points in a game. And look at DeMarcus Cousins, DeMarcus Amir Cousins. His name also equaled 81. And if you go back and watch that game, notice when they took him out of the game, 8.1 seconds left in the game. What are the odds of that? They take him out 8.1 seconds left in the game. His name equals 81. What's interesting is that in regards to all of this, if you type out Los Angeles Clippers just so happen to equal 81 in Gematria. And the reason this sticks out so much is because DeMarcus Cousins, when he came back from his Achilles injury this year, just before LeBron James made his first comeback, DeMarcus Cousins was also playing against the Clippers. So DeMarcus Cousins makes his comeback from his Achilles tear against the Clippers. Then a couple weeks later, LeBron James makes his comeback from his injury against the Clippers. Now DeMarcus Cousins joins up with LeBron James on the Los Angeles Lakers. And then we get this story about Chris Paul being traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Chris Paul, if you remember, in 2011, there was the big trade that got nullified that Chris Paul couldn't go to the Los Angeles Lakers, and then he ended up going to the Los Angeles Clippers. And the reason that's important is because in the same season, LeBron James went on to win his first ever NBA Finals, and he did it over the Oklahoma City Thunder that had Russell Westbrook and also James Harden, right? And now them two are rejoining back together, and so on. And the other player on the Oklahoma City Thunder team, the main player, was none other than Kevin Durant, who tore his Achilles during the NBA Finals against the Toronto Raptors of all teams, right? The team synced up to Kobe Bryant. And he even tore his Achilles 2 months and 13 days before Kobe Bryant's birthday. And that sticks out right away because in this system of Gematria, Kobe Bryant's name in Francis Bacon, this cipher that I've been saying is important to this year because it's a Chinese pig year. And I'm not going to re-explain that either, but Kobe Bean Bryant equals 213. The NBA Finals equal 213. Los Angeles is in the 213 area code. Los Angeles also equals 213. You know? And to show that it's even more connected, look at LeBron James. LeBron James. His name equals 42. Just like if you write out Lakers, Lakers equal 42. When he first got injured, it was in 2018. I'll just show you really quick. 2018. He got injured on Christmas Day of 2018. It was 4 months and 2 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday, right? And when he made his comeback, it was on January 31st. January 31st of 2019 against the Clippers. It was 5 months and 8 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday. And let's look at Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers equal 58 in Gematria. Look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant also equals 58. Look at DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins equals 58. What else is interesting is that Kawhi Leonard equals 58, and Paul George's birthday just so happens to be 58 days before Kawhi Leonard's birthday, right? What are the odds of that? If you look up Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, their birthdays are 6 months and 6 days apart. And remember how Lakers equals 66? Also LeBron equals 66. Also LeBron James equals 66. Remember how I said the year that Chris Paul, the trade to the Lakers got nullified and then he went to the Clippers? LeBron James went on to win his first ever NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That was the 66th season of the NBA as well. Also, what is funny is that trade in 2011, it just so happened to be on the date of 12/8, which is Dwight Howard's birthday. If you look up Dwight Howard, his birthday is 12/8. And 12/8 also is the same day that Kobe Bryant in history returned from tearing his Achilles and he played against the Toronto Raptors. Once again, reminding us of the Raptors winning. Kawhi Leonard shakes up the world by going to the Clippers, just like Chris Paul didn't go to the Clippers, or by going to the Clippers and not the Lakers, just like how Chris Paul went to the Clippers and not the Lakers. Then remember how Dwight Howard the next season, or the season that Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, the Lakers had picked up Dwight Howard, and then Kobe tears his Achilles. Mike D'Antoni was supposedly playing Kobe Bryant for too many minutes. Then after that, Dwight Howard leaves and goes to the Houston Rockets. Then Mike D'Antoni goes to the Houston Rockets. Think about how Russell Westbrook just went to the Houston Rockets with James Harden. It's just this big old narrative, And even, would you believe that Dwight Howard equals 58, the guy who once played for the Los Angeles Lakers, when Kobe tore his Achilles. Also, earlier this year, I talked about Luke Walton and when he resigned, and Luke Walton was important to that same season because he was a former Los Angeles Laker, and the year that Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, Luke Walton actually, I think he was either traded or he was picked up by the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team that LeBron James is known for playing for. The Cavaliers are important to a lot of what I have documented with this because back in November when I talked about how LeBron might possibly get injured, another piece that was with it was all of this king symbolism that was going on. And LeBron is King James. A Cavalier is a follower of King Charles during the English Civil War. And King Charles just so happened to be the son of King James in history. And if Queen Elizabeth dies, her son, Prince Charles, will become the next King of England. Then, of course, Luke Walton resigns, and then he becomes the coach of the Sacramento Kings, of all teams. And also think about DeMarcus Cousins, once again, the guy who spent the majority of his career as a Sacramento King. And the thing I was saying was that it would only make sense for LeBron to have a bad season, kind of signifying the death of King James, which would bring about the arrival of King Charles, and possibly Queen Elizabeth might die. And what's interesting about that is if you go from Queen Elizabeth's birthday this year, or every year, if you go from her birthday to Kobe Bryant's birthday, it just so happens to be 4 months and 2 days, right? Remember how Lakers equal 42? Remember how LeBron James equals 42? Remember how LeBron James got injured 4 months and 2 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday? Also, what's interesting is the word Charles. Charles equals 42, also equals 66, like, Los Angeles Lakers, or like Lakers, like LeBron James, and so on. The Lakers coach, Frank Vogel, also got hired as the coach 42 days before his own birthday, right? So the Lakers' new coach was hired 42 days before his birthday. Notice his name in Gematria equals 919, which is a big day I've been talking about with Queen Elizabeth since 2014, and I've been really watching this date this year. It's the 262nd day of the year, and look at Luke Theodore Walton. His name equals 262. So, it's just interesting. It's all about this king symbolism. Frank Vogel equals 919, this big day I've been talking about in regards to her. And Luke Walton equals 262, and so on. And even in my Luke Walton post where I talked about all of this, I talked about the earthquake symbolism with Los Angeles, and I talked about the Angel of Independence and an earthquake we got in Mexico City on the date of 9/19 in 2017 and how it was related. And then on Independence Day, we got a major earthquake that affected the Los Angeles area. And then Kawhi Leonard and Paul George shake up Los Angeles a little bit more the same day they get another earthquake. Also had the Los Angeles Angels player die. All of that all that earthquake symbolism was also interestingly connected to the Clippers, who equal 44, just like earthquake. And when DeMarcus Cousins tore his Achilles, I was documenting a whole bunch of stuff about Philadelphia and how in 2015 I was talking about this possible earthquake near Philadelphia or in Philadelphia, and how it would possibly destroy like the Franklin Bridge or something of the sort. And in 2000, what was it, 17, just before the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl, and keep in mind the word Super Bowl equals 41, the Eagles won with 41 points. Remember how Kobe Bryant equals 41, and he retired with this poem called Dear Basketball that equals 41. He's from the Philadelphia area. Earlier that year, we got a 4.1 earthquake that was felt in Philadelphia. So it led me to believe that the Eagles were going to be in the Super Bowl. The Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl with 41 points. The word Super Bowl equals 41. Kobe Bryant 41, and so on. And I was talking about how this number 81 with them, because Kobe Bean Bryant equaled 81, right? And Amir Cousins equaled 81. And he came out of the game with 8.1 seconds left. There was this big narrative with the Golden Gate Bridge that year. And After the Super Bowl happened, we even got the FIU bridge collapse. And I mentioned how the Super Bowl was played in Minneapolis, that was famous for a bridge collapse that happened on August 1st in 2007. And it supposedly fell 81 feet, and the main trusses were 81 meters long, and it took them 81 minutes to transport everyone to the hospital. That's what it all says in the story, right? And last year, or the year after the Eagles won, it became the 81st anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge being opened. And if you write out Golden Gate Bridge, that also equals 81. And notice it equals 135, like Kobe Bryant as well. So I knew there was something important to bridge and earthquake symbolism that was going on with DeMarcus Cousins tearing his Achilles and so on with Kobe Bryant. Also, that FIU bridge collapse that happened after I talked about all of this bridge symbolism synced up to the Eagles being in the Super Bowl and so on. But it was even important to Francis Scott Key and the kneeling during the national anthem because Francis Scott Key was born on August 1st and so on. And that was the huge narrative because Donald Trump called out the NFL on the date of 23/9. Just want to point it out 23/9, which is the 52nd prime number. It was Super Bowl 52. The flag was supposedly sewn at 239 Arch Street in Philadelphia, and much, much more, So, but the bridge symbolism was going on, and then we got the FIU bridge collapse, and that bridge collapse just so happened to happen on the 44th mayor of San Francisco's 44th birthday, which was the Ides of March. And, that was even synced up to this year and how it synced up to the Christ Church Mosque shootings or whatever on the Ides of March because there was a earthquake stuff that was going on with Prince Charles from a few years back in regards to Christ Church. I don't want to re-explain that, but it was the 44th mayor of San Francisco's 44th birthday. And then later on, the new mayor of San Francisco was London Breed, who turned 44 years old. And that 44th mayor also became the mayor 4 months and 4 days before the anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. And remember, earthquake equals 44, Clippers equal 44. So there's something important to this. And a big day we've been talking about with earthquake stuff and bridge stuff even is August 11th this year, which just so happens to be London Breed's birthday. It also just so happens to be Hulk Hogan's birthday, and Hulk Hogan at one time had got his revenge against the wrestler named Earthquake in Philadelphia at the Spectrum Center. And it was at SummerSlam, and this year's SummerSlam is going to be held in Toronto where the Raptors play just after the Raptors win, but it's going to be on August 11th. So there's something important to DeMarcus Cousins going to the Lakers, synced up to Kobe Bryant's Achilles, and the earthquake bridge symbolism. And the reason I'm bringing all of this up is that DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Lakers 117 days after Anthony Davis's birthday and 1 month and 17 days before Kobe Bryant's birthday. And look at the word bridge again. The word bridge equals 117. Also 107. And look at the word earthquake. The word earthquake also equals 107. So it's definitely something that is important. So I guess I'm just pointing out there's a lot of Los Angeles symbolism that has been going on. And it's funny how a lot of people think either the Clippers or the Lakers are going to win the NBA Finals in this coming year, and so on, and just look how absolutely scripted it is to both of these teams. If I had to take a stab at it right now, I'd say that the Lakers are going to go on and win the NBA Finals next year. But possibly it's something synced up to another injury, I don't know. It's interesting. But Chris Paul and the Clippers stuff, being in the 66th season, that's all synced up to the Lakers. It seems like maybe the Lakers are going to get that redemption from the Chris Paul thing in this next coming season for sure. And somehow the Clippers are just related to the whole storyline, right? That's what it seems to me. But thinking about all the 34 stuff and how it's synced up to Kobe Bryant and whatnot, it's just interesting. LeBron James won't be 34 anymore this year, but Chris Paul's 34 years old. And Dwight Howard will be turning 34 years old on December 8th this year. So, Dwight Howard, a guy to look into. I just saw an article earlier that popped up on my phone, too, about Dwight Howard being gay or something. Dwight Howard. To see what comes up. It was some weird story that popped up on my phone, yeah. That some guy said Dwight Howard was gay. Which is interesting because gay is all about 33 and whatnot. You know, NBA Finals 33. So, gay 33 and so on. So, this makes me wonder. I want to see what this guy's name is, and then I'm going to end the video. Just wanted to show the narrative here. I want to see who the guy who said he was gay was. I want to see what his name is. Gematria is. So his name is Mason, however you say it, Elijah or Elijah, who knows how you pronounce it. I don't really, nothing clicks in my brain right away by looking at these. But what I do find interesting is today is 717 for even a story to come out about Dwight Howard. 717 is important to Queen Elizabeth because Queen Elizabeth is established she's in the House of Windsor that was established on 717 of 17. And this is also Prince Charles's birthday today, which I just don't even know why I didn't even think about all this, but Prince Charles, his wife is Camilla, and her birthday is today, 717. And the Hebrew lettering of the name of God Yahweh, it looks like a 717. Prince Charles's birthday is also 7 months and 17 days before Princess Diana's birthday. That was on 7-1. So this is a big, important thing that I've talked about a whole lot. So interesting that a story about Dwight Howard would come out on 717. The guy's name's Mason as well, and I've talked a lot about Freemasonry and so on. But if you go from today to Dwight Howard's 34th birthday, it's 4 months and 21 days, which reminds me of Queen Elizabeth. So her birthday is 4/21. So just some interesting things. So something I'm going to keep an eye on. There's definite narrative with king symbolism, how it syncs up to, Dwight Howard's important to this. So I don't even know. He plays for the Grizzlies. What's Memphis Grizzlies? Memphis Grizzlies 97, just like that guy's name, isn't it? Mason, whatever? Huh. Well, whatever. I'm not going to, like I said, I wanted to make this video short, but it never happens. So I'll leave some links in the description. Just wanted to point out this narrative of why some of these trades and whatnot are going on. I guess one last thing I forgot to point out is that Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, they're all from the Los Angeles area as well. So there's just a big narrative of Los Angeles, and that's obvious, but if you can see between the lines here, even Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook's birthdays are 190 days apart. And King Charles, let's point this out really quick. King Charles equals 190. Also equals 64, like Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis equals 64, and Anthony Davis born on 3/11, which is the 64th prime number. That's why Zion was so important to the Pelicans and whatnot. So we'll leave it at that. Have a good one. Peace.